David, speaking of the 65th anniversary of the liberation of the Nazi concentration camp at Auschwitz in Poland, a while back, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu proclaimed the fulfillment of the prophet Ezekiel's vision of the Valley of Dry Bones. He said, the Jewish people rose from ashes and destruction, from a terrible pain that can never be healed. Armed with the Jewish spirit, the justice of man, and the vision of the prophets, we sprouted with branches and grew deep roots. Dry bones became covered with flesh. The Spirit filled them, and they lived and stood on their own feet. As Ezekiel prophesied, say to me, son of man, he said to me, son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. They say our bones are dry, our hope is lost, and we're cut off. And prophesy to these bones, and I'll open your graves and cause you to come out of your graves. Now, as believers, as Christians, we've been grafted in to the promises of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We're Gentiles. We've been grafted in to these great promises. Our love for Israel, for the Jewish people, is a result of studying the Jewish scriptures given to us by Jewish people. Our Messiah is Jewish. And so we look to the future, and we believe that God has placed Israel in the promised land. But it seems to me that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is saying much the same thing. He believes that modern Israel is a fulfillment of Ezekiel 37. Am I misunderstanding this?
No, I think you understand it perfectly, and this is what most Israelis do believe. How else can you explain the journey that we've been through? And again, this is not ancient history, it's modern history.
True.
66 years ago, Jews were on refugee boats, those that remained after the 6 million were murdered in something that we've never seen before, totally unprecedented in an industrial machinery of destruction, of people going into gas chambers and death. And a year or two after these camps were liberated, the State of Israel is established in 1948, and then we double and triple and quadruple our population within 10 years, and we brought in the exiles from all four corners of the earth. And then within 66 years, we become one of the most powerful countries militarily in the world, the closest ally of the United States, like you yourself said, and we do need each other, and we do benefit from each other in very significant ways that we can't always talk about publicly. And we've become, after California, the most exciting and significant hub of economic and technological innovation in the world. All of this within a span of 2 generations. How do you explain that unless you revert back to our prophecies and to what this is all about? And I think you'll find in Israel, like yourselves, some of the most faithful and religiously believing people on earth.